Wow. So, this morning I'm inspired to make another video because for the first time in a long time, I actually watched a few newer IC videos on YouTube. And, I've been out of that loop for a little bit because, I found great ways for myself. So I just really haven't had to research anything in a while. But man, I watched Sonny Morrow's new video, or one of her new videos, and God, she's so inspiring, so incredibly inspiring, and yet I feel like I get this energetic sense from her that I see women have just been tearing her down constantly, and I've had a few of my own emailing me and leaving nasty comments about how I don't know what I'm talking about, and just incredibly negative thoughts that I don't allow in my life. I don't live my life that way. And Sunny brought up spirituality in her newer video that I saw this morning. And I had made a video about interstitial cystitis and spirituality and the way they connect about 3 years ago, and I was a lot younger then. 3 years doesn't seem like a lot, but in my age range, it is a lot. And even my little video got some negative feedback. But I just wanted to kind of touch on that because I feel like these incredibly negative people with IC are reaching out, and they're so hurt that they see no other solution. There can't possibly be a way. So any positive minded person who has hope, it seems to help them to tear them down. Now, what's interesting about that is that the positive people who have hope, from my experience through videos I've watched or girls that I talk to on a weekly basis, the positive ones are making a big difference in not only their lives, but many others. They want to be out there talking about this. They want to put themselves out there to make a difference in this community and in this world. We are in our own freaking world, man. And the negative women, I used to talk to one on the phone, and it was so hard to talk to her because anytime I told her something, it was, no, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. I can try it, but I just don't think it's right. I mean, you don't have to be spiritual to believe in the power of the mind and how it affects your body. If you really believe that something is not going to work, it's not going to work. If you are not filling yourself with love and hope and positivity, it is not going to work, and you will stay stagnant, and you will stay in pain forever. You will continue to live this life. I just want to live a life of love and health and happiness, and I'm so grateful to be able to run and dance and do yoga and work out and go to the beach and have a job. And I am an actress, and that is one of the hardest professions you can get into because there are so many of us, not the only blonde hair, blue-eyed girl who goes on an audition, let me tell you. But I am doing it every day, and the rejection and the stress and all of that doesn't even affect me because of my mindset. Whereas when I was first very sick and very negative about it, any little stress broke my entire body down. Like working at a restaurant at the time, I would walk slow, my bladder would be huge, I wouldn't function, I would need to just go to sleep so I wouldn't feel it. My mindset has changed so much, and my life has changed. And if you look at me now versus my videos in the beginning, I mean, that's the incredible part about this process, is that from day one of being diagnosed, I started documenting my journey for a reason, because I knew that one day, maybe that day is today, maybe that day was months ago, maybe it was a year ago, I knew that one day I could be the face of this. I could make a difference, and I could be happy again. And I wanted the world to see that. I wanted them to see the progress. I have videos of me talking about my worst days, and I have videos of me talking about my best days. And gosh, if that's not inspiring, I don't know what isn't. Sonny Morrow is an incredibly inspiring woman. I don't think that she deserves to be torn down for simply talking about her experience. And not only does she have this experience now, but she has credentials. She has worked her ass off and studied. That woman is one of my idols, especially in this community. She would have to be the idol. I am the way I am because of her. I am healthy. I don't struggle with pain anymore. The only pain that I'm struggling with for the most part is muscular, and that would be my pelvic floor. And that's a similar, it's in the same field, but it is different. It is different, you know, and I don't eat fully raw anymore, and my last video was about consistency and how I really should be, and I'm working my way back to that, and I already feel much better. I already feel great. I still don't eat oranges, I still don't eat limes, I still don't eat grapefruits. I keep my caffeine very, very low, maybe a cup of green tea a week, and that's for other healing properties that it has. Just having a full understanding of consciousness and the body and what you're putting into your body and eating that sunshine. That is real. That is science. There is no having to defend myself or anybody else, because all I want to do and all we want to do is inspire. God, look at the lives Sonny Morrow has changed. Look at the lives that I have changed. This has become so much bigger than me, and I am so grateful for it. In Sonny's last video, she mentioned if you have IC, you are strong enough. And I think that's really interesting, because I have been saying for 2 years now that IC is possibly one of the biggest blessings in my life. It changed me for the better. I am more conscious. I am more available. I am more sensitive to how people are feeling, and I know how to help them, and I'm happier, and I am more pure, and I just absolutely love myself now, and I don't care what anyone has to say about that. Self-love is one of the most beautiful things in the world. I watched the show The Doctors, and they brought an interstitial cystitis patient on the show to talk about it. Man, I felt like that was the most negative thing ever, and this woman was getting ready to go into one of the surgical procedures that they do for us, which is temporary relief. And they really hardly touched on diet, because, you know, diet doesn't pay their bills, but medical procedures and medications and antibiotics sure do. It felt really sad to watch. And at the end of the video, the woman, she's crying, and she says, you know, thank you to the doctors, because in the IC community, we're constantly, her words, we are constantly outreaching and looking for someone to be the voice of this, to show other people that this is real, and that they did that for her, and that they did that for us. I think that, though I understand where she's coming from, and I see, you know, how she could feel that way, we need a different voice. We need a voice that's positive and offers full healing. I am not in remission. I have not been in remission. I do not have the same pain that I used to have. I do avoid the same foods to be safe. I do have pelvic floor problems that is muscular. I do, on occasion, get a little bit more bloated than I normally would, and that can cause slight pain. I do not have the urinary tract infection feelings anymore. I do not have frequency. I do not have any of those things, because Sonny Morrow helped me discover a new way of living and not just managing, but healing your entire life. This isn't just about your bladder, this is about your entire life. And this changed me. I'm fighting. every day out there in this industry that is a beautiful, beautiful mess, to be the face of this condition, because as much as it needs to be out there, it needs to be out there with the right voice. I just so happen to be an actress in LA, you know? It doesn't even have to be me. It can be anybody, but the people who break this down as a really negative thing, who talk about it really sadly, I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear, this is forever and she will always be in pain, but we can give her these procedures to slightly alleviate the pain, to slightly relieve the pain. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear, there's hope, there is a chance that you will be healed. And there is. I don't want to see any more negative comments. I don't want to hear women breaking down other women who have simply shared their experience for them. All of this is for you. We put this out there for you. And we love to. We love you guys that much because we know what you're going through. We filmed ourselves going through the same thing. As hard as that is to put something so personal on the internet, we did it because we love you enough. Becoming spiritual in the midst of healing changed my life. It changed my world. I understood my body. I was connected to it. I understood the earth. I understood just how the mind works and how the universe works. There's so many things that I want to say, but I try to keep my videos from offending anybody. I just want everyone to be open-minded to the possibility of changing your life and not living like this. There's a better way. I'm living proof. I will continue to be living proof. It's so important. Thanks for watching.